Happy rainy day. Good grief. It rains a lot here in Florida. Blaine and I just went on a walk and it was fine 30, 45 minutes ago. I mean, like fine. It was a little cloudy, but you could see the sun, but now it's just dark looming clouds. I've had to turn down my own mic because it's picking up the pitter patter. Sounds like little birds walking all over my roof. Give me the thumbs up if y'all can hear me in the chat. I'm pretty sure I've about worked all this out, but it's just kind of habit. I like to make double sure. Commander Lieutenant Nina Ross. Hey, Caleb, I'd hate to be those people. LOL. How does someone hate a great guy and dad? Believe me, they do. Plenty of do. Oh, look, I just got a notification from myself that Caleb Leverett is reading mean comments today. And I've got the camera set up a little bit different. Y'all are off to the side here because I'm old and my eyes, that laser surgery I had, how old's London, 16 and a half years ago. It's kind of wearing off. So I had to pull my screen up a little bit, and I decided to put the camera off to the side a little bit. Ryan Bertrand West, hello. Nate Vlogs, hey Caleb, been following you a long time, or following you on different accounts. Never did I think of following you on my personal one. Glad to see you here. Well, glad to see you, Nate Vlogs. There's Dannon again. I've never seen anyone write a mean comment to you. What could they possibly have to say? They have a lot to say. They don't like me. The haters, the squealers, and they they make me laugh. I get accused all the time of deleting comments that supposedly make me look bad, and it never. I don't know why they do that. Conan Johnson, sad truth is you can't have a community without criticism or hate. Even the nicest people online will get hate, even if it isn't warranted. We still think you're great, Caleb. Please doing what you're doing. Thank you, Kona. I'm going to try. Renee Thompson, y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear the thunder roaring. By the way, if I lose power, I'm sorry. If it's temporary, I'll just restart everything. Give me about 5 minutes, but who knows? I have no idea. Apparently living here in Central Florida, and I'm only an hour from the coast where I was in my sailboat, but it seems to rain like even more here in the spring. I don't remember it raining quite this much when I was over in Fort Pierce. We were visiting Savannah and a storm blew through. Why do you guys drive through with your hazards at night during a storm? I'm from Cali. We don't do that. I don't know. I guess maybe safety. I'm not sure. Usually I don't do my hazards unless it's like blackout rain or a blizzard and there's a very, very limited sight or sometimes even fog. It's just a safety thing. Where are the kids? They're grown doing their own lives, man. Believe it or not, they have their own lives and I've got my own life, and our lives intersect. And I don't talk about my cheerings that much on, publicly. People who know me in person, I still bring them up. People ask how they're doing. Everybody's great. Mr. Discreet, have you ever been bitten by a snake? Just curious. I have not. Thank the gods. Well, I'll take that back. I used to raise Burmese pythons when I was in high school. And occasionally they'd nip at you, but they're non-poisonous, so it didn't do anything. Nate Vlogs live in Maine, so we rarely get crazy storms. I'm from West Texas, and we get really crazy storms, but not very many of them. It rains like 5 times a year, and we get our whole entire rain for the year in those 5 times. Kimberly Ann Barton. Hey, Caleb, no rain in the forecast. It's almost 100. Where are you at, Kimberly? I know the rest of the country is like boiling right now, particularly in the eastern side. How's the son who wanted to live with you? Little C. Benz. He's a grown man. He's training horses. He's a professional horse trainer. Logan Cochran. Hi, Caleb. Hi, Logan. Today, Believe it or not, yes, I do. I'm surprised some of y'all are saying that because I get loads and loads of hateful comments. In fact, on my Instagram account, no, I don't have that banner up. Oh well, I'll do it later. On my Instagram account, I've kind of started this wall of shame, or pinned comments of shame, where the most rabid, foaming at the mouth, either white knight men or rabid women, really like seething rage, come at me, and they post all kinds of crap, and then I like to jab at them a little bit and make a comment, and then I'll take a screenshot and put it on my Instagram, and I get a lot of laughs. It's fun. Sure, without further ado, I was going to announce one more thing. What was it? Oh, again, viewership seems to be going up slowly but surely. I'm having fun with this. If apparently, obviously, I've got some kind of shadow ban. I don't know if it's intentional or because I would stay dormant on my channel for so long. But if you don't get my notifications, if you would just unsubscribe and then resubscribe, and that'll just help out the algorithms. If you're in the chat at the moment, that will help me out. You can just, if you're on your mobile, I've never gone through the chat on my computer, but I've done it on my mobile. You just close out the chat. You could like the video. It just helps out. So anyways, without further ado, I'm going to get over here to that one. Let's see, go to there. No, we're not going to watch the video, but I'm going to scroll. Well, let me refresh it. That way there's a brand new refresh. And if there's some hateful comments, I'll just read them out. And I don't know how else to prove to people that I just don't delete hateful comments about myself. If you threaten me, I guess. Yeah, I've blocked a few people that, that actually actively stalk me out and like are hunting me down, finding out exactly where I live.
Stop.
We've got 130,000 comments so far. There's actually a bunch more. My entire comment section got completely whacked in 2017 or 18. Like completely every comment section of my whole channel. Do y'all remember that Momo thing? That weird, like a half woman, half elongated face, creepy looking thing. Anyway, for whatever reason, they just had nothing to do with my channel personally, but they deleted a bunch of comments on loads of channels, and I only got my comment section back like a couple, 3 years ago. So I pinned this one. Let me double check, make sure it is working. Yes. Okay, go back over here. I'm going to highlight this to double check. From one William Beasley. And William Beasley, he got the today's pin of shame. You can pin all the comments you want that fit your agenda. This was not the right way to do this. Okay. And I just cheerfully said, your ignorant comment is now pinned. Bash me all you want if it makes you feel better. And of course, he got a few thumbs up. I got a few thumbs up. And this dude left a couple more, but I'm going to, let's see. It takes a while, contrary to what my haters would like people to believe. I don't get, relatively speaking, a whole lot of hate comments, but there's like, what, 1 million thumbs up on this? Where's it at? Yeah, right here. 1 million thumbs up. And about 6 months ago, YouTube started disabling. You can still dislike any video you want, but it doesn't show, which I think is ridiculous. Like, go ahead and show how many. At the time, right before they did that, I took a screenshot. Is 1 million thumbs up and 33,000 thumbs down. And compared to 1 million, that's a drop in the bucket, like, I don't know, 3%. But 33,000 people that watched it obviously didn't like it enough to go ahead, and they did dislike it. And so that's a lot of people to watch it that don't like me. I noticed this only today. This comment here, it's like bolded. And this dude, Alan W., it's not, this isn't a hate comment. This is, he's being very polite, but he made a $10 donation. And I totally forgot YouTube started doing that, where all these old videos that people like to watch and they chip in and it pins it. And then somebody, and I'll just read what he said. Hey, man, I revisit this video every few years, and it certainly turned into a YouTube classic. I just want to send my appreciation for capturing this incident and spreading awareness to situations like this. It's truly a gem. Take your kid out for a burger next time you see him. And somebody put in here, where was that? Yes, it's called parental alienation. That wasn't the one I'm looking for. Somebody said basically, LOL, you paid him $10 and he didn't even like your comment. Where is that? Why is your comment yellow? See, I saw this on my phone. I didn't see it originally up here, and I guess I'm on my phone quite a bit more than I am my computers, like my big computer, and the layout is a little different. Oh well. I'm gonna have to go up here and do this. Is given. Okay, there it is. There's the sort button. That was top comments. Let's go to newest first. There's Mr. William Beasley in his pen of shame. Dr. V8 or Dr. VB. This was handled wrong. This is my kid. This is my kid, and he tried this stunt. Oh, she's giving a comparison, I guess. I have rules in my house, and it plays, and it's play central. Oh, it is play central with his dad. He wants to go with the cool parent where he does whatever he wants. Who is he yelling at? Wait, I'll give the cops a real show. She must be just commenting as she's watching it. I had rules at my house too. It just, one of the rules did not involve punishing, beating, berating, yelling, grounding, taking shit away from my kids. It was, oddly enough, it was the golden rule from someone who's no longer religious. I love the golden rule from the Bible itself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Unfortunately, far too many people, in my opinion, have to get that little that particular quote or verse bastardized and turned around to do unto others as they have done unto you. And that's just not the way it is. There was another one down here from William Beasley. Oh, I'm going to highlight this. Can anybody tell me what language that is? Let me get back over in my StreamYard tab. Make sure. Can y'all, I hope y'all can see these. Can anybody tell me what language that is? Shelly Peel, I remember you. Hey, Mr. Caleb, you're awesome. Don't listen to all the negativity. They don't matter. I don't listen to find who I am, Shelly. I listen to it I've learned to laugh at it. Learning to laugh at myself was one of the ways I got over my, fear of being in public and all that kind of stuff. I laugh at them. I'm old enough now, and I'm confident in who I am and acknowledge that I've made so many mistakes. And people that say these awful things about me, usually it's them jumping the gun. They just assume that I'm their ex-husband, that I acted just like their ex-husband did. And maybe I did, maybe didn't, because I don't know who these people are, and I certainly don't know their exes. But, well, hello, Miss Beth. How are you today with your little smiley self? Or Greek or Russian. Yeah, Russian. Jewel. That might be Russian. It might be Russian. The reason I'm asking is I got like, I don't know, half a dozen of those today, and I've seen that font before, but I don't know what it is. If I see some more in here, I'll highlight them. This happened to me. The child should always have a say. Looking back at this video now, Parker did the right thing by standing his ground. Hope he's doing well with his life. He is. Well, I'm looking for mean ones about me. And all I'm only within like 8 hours, just within 8 hours. Here we go. Gina Bang. Gina Bang. Gina Bang Bang. I'm going to read this one first because this was one I saw this morning first. And I replied to her. And of course, I didn't get a response. I think she might respond to me to it here, but this is from Gina Bang. Let me highlight this. These comments make me sick. I'm having to improv how assume where she meant for a period to be and then a capital letter for the next sentence. But these comments make me sick. If you all only knew the truth that his mother says, do you know how many cops are coming? The kid is a brat and needs to have respect for his mother. Dude's flossing his teeth, picking lint. He loves this. He should have said, go talk to your mother. There are rules. That's why they went to court. He's got school and he belongs home where the judge ordered him to sleep. This makes me sad. And I'm reading this just the way she wrote it. This makes people don't get she's fighting for him. And a lot. That's actually 2 words. A lot, which is also a form of real estate. That's kind of the grammar Nazi I am. A lot of mothers nowadays would say, IDGF, I don't give a fuck about your dad. No, fuck that. That's my baby. What this kid needs is the military straightening his ass up to respect his mother that loves him and would do anything for him, shaking her damn head. I can't deal with how these kids act like these days. My kid would never act like this. Tear face. And I just responded, deep breaths, angry lady, deep breaths. But here's the kicker. She came back again up here. And again, I'm just highlighting this so people will know that I'm not deleting these comments. In fact, I pinned them and I put them on my Instagram wall of shame or wall of fame, whatever you want to call it. Another one from Gina Bang, Gina Bang Bang. I am also a licensed clinical social worker, and every parent loses their cool. T-H-E-R-E. I mean, the spelling is just atrocious. Loses their cool. She's not abusive. She loves him. They went to court to judge. The judge ordered him to stay with it. Man, you've got to learn to use periods, people. I understand misspeaks and occasional typos, but it's just hard to read some of this. But usually when people are like this, I know these people in person, like not her, but these people that like talk too much, like talk. They just always have an opinion about everything. Talk too much. Well, then you get to know them and then you start texting them and they almost all text like they talk, just motor mouth. The judge ordered him to stay with his mother and have visitation with the father on weekends. And I'm sorry, but those are the rules. And that's it. This is the problem with children nowadays. They don't listen to their parents. And then he says it's too expensive. LOL effing joke. And I couldn't help myself. It's almost as much of a joke as your grammar, punctuation, spelling abilities. Oh, great licensed one. And then she, of course, responds, makes me sick the way children these days treat their parents. You need to grow up and learn some manners and respect for your elders. I guess she thinks that Parker's the one writing this. I don't know. I said, never in my life have any of my kids talked to me disrespectfully. I actually made one. I just found it. Look, I found a typo that I made myself. I put in there laugh instead of life. See, I'm fine with occasional typos. That's fine, but I use periods and commas and capitalize the first letter because language matters. If language doesn't matter, then does anything matter? What are the rules? If you explain your rules to your kids like the way you talk, how are they supposed to know? Never in my life have any of my kids talked to me disrespectfully. Coincidentally, I don't speak disrespectfully to them either. So I have no idea what you're yammering on about. And that was 7 hours ago when she responded back. See, here's another one of those. Whoever said it was Russian. I'm going to say I'm thinking you're probably right. Oh gosh. Okay, hide current comment. Michelle Neitlinger. Hi, Michelle. I remember you. Why does Gina seem to need a court to tell her how to raise her child, or think others need that? Well, that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, I understand a need for courts in some areas. I understand even need for mediators. I mean, that's what, when you're married and not even divorced, that's what counselors are. Basically, they're just mediators. They talk to one side and they talk to the other side, and they talk to you together sometimes, and they try to help people listen and or say things that they're not saying. They just help the communication. I mean, why do you always have to have a court for every single little thing? I don't know. But she's just one of those really, really angry people. Beth Benson. Hey, I'm busy. I type like a freak sometimes. I've noticed, Miss Beth, and I forgive you. I feel bad for your kids. There's no need. It's all over now. Renee Thomas. I'm glad you stood up for your son. Happened to me. My son took pills, tried to himself after being forced to go with his dad. I stayed with him for 2 weeks in a holding ward at the hospital. Dang, Renee, I'm so sorry to hear that. It sucks, but I also see how it could get to that point, though. The frustration when people absolutely refuse to listen to their own kids. It's well, I obviously have personal experience with it, especially with Blaine. Well, no, with both of them, but with Blaine, it was a little more extreme. He got tossed into the fucking Knicks twice. And I don't know if y'all have heard this, but I found out about a year or two ago that Knicks Hospital. Do y'all remember Knicks Hospital? My lonesome self out there with my banners protesting those assholes there in San Antonio, Texas on what street was that? It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd forget that street name. I'll think of it sometime. But anyway, they went bankrupt. Yeah, bankrupt. I stopped by there. Oh, I know it was just over. I know exactly. I've got a video on my channel. It was the day I quit drinking, or the day after. I revisited Nick's Hospital, and I don't remember if I went live. I don't remember if I went live on Facebook. Was it live on Facebook, or I don't remember if it was live on Facebook or YouTube. I can't remember, but I was walking around there. Babcock, Nick's on Babcock Street. There, if you're in San Antonio, y'all know where Babcock Street is, and you know where that old Nick's Hospital is. It's abandoned now. I was walking by it, and I noticed there weren't any cars. There was only like one, and there's some like police tape in a few places. And then come to find out, I read it on the news about 6 months earlier, they went bankrupt. And I'm just proud as punch and happy as a little dodo bird to have contributed my little portion, my little part of that criminal organization, Nick's Hospital, going bankrupt. There it is. Yeah, Panda remember, is on Babcock. I see. That's awesome. Thanks. Y'all remember that. Hi, Sarah Jane. Chris Freeman. Yes, you are live on here. Okay, she must be talking to somebody. Joe Barnett. Joe loves you. Oh, Joe does. Joe, what? Joe? Oh, you are Joe. So Joe loves me. Okay, well, fine. I was going to make a Joe Mama joke. Sienna Price. I'm OCD about my spelling and punctuation. I get so mad if I spell something wrong, and I feel like a wimp if I ask for help on how to spell something. That, Sienna, is called self-discipline, and that is absolutely amazing that you have that. Um, that's the way I taught my own cheerings their whole lives. No, I didn't beat their asses. No, I didn't ground them. Or yes, I didn't ground them. I'm having to watch my own speech. I did not ground my kids. I did not yell at them other than to occasionally raise my voice when they're all just like, hey, hey. I didn't yell at them. I didn't demean them. Discipline them by teaching them self-discipline. If they would act a certain way in public, I would, bring them in a little huddle and explain to them why you can't behave like that. And I would sometimes I'd even give them examples. Or like, say London, just for example. She was the littlest, so she might have been, being a ring-tailed tutor or something. And and then I'd calm her down and I'd say, think about this, Lund. If I started doing this, which is my perception of you, if I started doing this, how would you feel? Like, I'm talking like when she was like 5 or something. And I'd stand back and I'd just start just flailing my arms around, screaming, just acting up, running around, screaming, crying. I'm tattling on her. He hit me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd be looking over the side of my face. And even at 5, she was like, that's weird that my dad's acting like that. And I would look at her and said, that's weird, isn't it? Yes, Daddy. I said, well, see, sweetie, that's what you look like to other people in public. Now, when we're at home, that's a little different. You can act and say words like their whole lives, they could drop F-bombs. There's no such thing as bad words in my house ever. There's bad intentions and there's, being mean to other people or, to the brothers, but just walk around, what the fuck? That just, they just knew they could speak freely. They weren't going to get grounded or anything for something as silly as talking. But they knew they couldn't walk around, F you, Parker. They couldn't talk like that because A, it's rude, and B, it's really counterproductive. They could get more things done by not talking like that. And here I am talking about stuff that I said I was gonna get on here and read mean comments, and I'm going to. I'm trying to read mean comments and comments from here. Life of Jeremiah Rios, YouTube star. You should do a super nanny on your YouTube channel. Here, name is Joe Frost. She's helping families around the world with children. They are a lot like kids out of Super Nanny, first episode in 2005-17. I don't know what that is. Super Nanny? I have no clue what that is. Renee Thomas, I made the mistake that I couldn't raise men. My twins were 15 at the time. I honestly thought the boys would be better off with their dad. Shaking my head after we went 2 weeks on a psychiatric ward. Yeah, I don't recommend that. I mean, I suppose psych wards have a place in society, maybe, but I don't think it needs to be used. It's certainly not your first go-to. Oh, what the hell. Dragon Dynamite drops a lot of F-bombs there. Okay. All right, I'm going to get back over to reading. That's the whole point of this, was to read mean comments. And there's another thing that I assume is Russian. I'm just going to call it Russian. If I've got any Russian people watching, just let me know. I'd be curious what Mamawa I have no clue how to pronounce that or even what it says. That could be a mean comment. They could be calling me an asshole. I don't know. Or they could be telling me what a stud I am. I don't know. Here, okay. Andrea Botha, I feel bad for the mum. She's obviously English. Okay, that's fine. And Bahu says, so do I. Okay, well, I get it. What that baby reaching for? Oh, so silly. I know what you're talking about, Norillas, and I'm not going there. Christ Almighty, this was posted 2013. And he is still liking, responding to comments. Props to you, man. Oh, Parker's okay. All right, cool. I'll just there. I loved it. Yep, Parker's doing great, man. Thank you, Sad Dystopia, if I said that right. I'm not going to read all the mean comments about other people. I'm looking for particularly ones about me. I'm gonna have to. Typically, what I do is I respond to some nice comments, but I enjoy debates when people, and so I can look on here if there's a little blue thing. It's a reply that helps me know that I maybe okay. Here, this dude right here, William. This is the guy who's got the pinned comment currently right now. William Beasley, Caleb, you are the worst type of parent. I understand that your son is having trouble at home. That's because he is 14 and has responsibilities. You are setting a terrible example. Life does not work this way. Okay. A golf Hitler, a golf hitter. This video is 8 years old. Parker's an adult. Actually, it's 9 now. And I don't know. I can't talk about that. This video is old, bro. I thought I responded. Oh, I guess I responded. Okay, in the one that's actually pinned. I know there's more. I mean, I've gone this far, and I'm only at 2 days ago. Oh, let's see. Is this a bratty kid one? Link Madness. LOL. YouTube kids can really be brats. And they want? Do what they want? Yeah, we're just raising a bunch of YouTube kids. Yeah, that's what I'm all about. Okay, I'm sorry. This is not derogatory towards me, but it's got Amber Heard in it, and I have to find out. I must know. Watching this in 2022 reminds me of the exact same situation with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. The exact same manipulation and twisting of words is making my stomach twirl, and it just makes me so mad. He did spell it 2 D's, like Mother's Getting Drunk Driving. And I will be the first to admit I just totally ripped that joke off of House. Yeah. There's a joke that he was drunk or something, and they were mad at him for not driving in. He said, well, I was going to drive home drunk, but a bunch of mothers got mad. First time I saw that, I just about busted out laughing. I've always wanted to do that. Read someone that misspelled mad, and there it is. Right there. Mad. Is another fellow Caleb. We do tend to fight for whatever's necessary to stand up for that. Oh, cat tubs. Come on. Come on. There's got to be more. There's more shit talking Caleb. Hate Caleb comments in here. I know I've seen them. Well, this isn't going exactly as I planned. I thought I was able to find more. See, Caleb, that just goes to show you go in there and delete comments that make you look bad. Yeah, I've got nothing else better to do in my life with my life than going here to make sure no one's saying anything bad about me. What would I do with myself? I know what I'm going to do. Since I've got all of you here, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Just to prove, or to try to help prove, I'm going to go to a different, let's see. There, y'all can see what I'll look up all the time. Caleb Everett. Look at there. Sportsing. Wait, Millennium Falcon exposed. Ooh. Parker mom story. Get custody. Parker. Dr. Phil. People still to this day think we were on Dr. Phil. We weren't. Playing Parker Court. Parker 17th birthday. You know what? I'm just gonna have to go to. Oh wait. Stuff. I can't go from here. I got to click on the other tab. Let me make sure I didn't screw y'all up. Yes, I'm still here. Okay. Now I've got to go. Okay, here. Go to my channel. I've got a couple of really, I think, are brilliant videos. It's a montage of people. Yeah, I do not get on this version very often. Where's my sort button? I know where my sort button is on my phone, but I don't know where it's at on here. Videos. Oh, here we go. This will get there. These are my newisher ones. Here we go. Okay, here's 6 minutes of pure bliss. People talking shit about me.
Greetings and welcome to my channel.
Okay, this is a video I put together over the past year and a half. I'd upload these individually. Now, what you're about to see, these are voicemails. These are voicemails from people who found my number, stalked me, and called me up to tell me what a rotten father I am. And this part right, you'll see me right there. This is that's like a 30-second introduction or something. And I'm just going to assume that there's a lot of people in the comments or, watching right now that haven't seen this. So I know I can play my own videos without getting zapped. So without further ado,
my name is Caleb Everett, and this is a video compilation of some of my pet Chad and Karen stalkers who have nothing better to do than to call me up and tell me what a rotten father I am. While I'm completely aware that there are two sides to every story, I often wonder if you had walked a mile in my shoes and were caught up in the crooked family courts, what would you have done differently?
I'm sure if I have the right number. I'm looking for a Caleb Leiball. If I am reaching the right person, I just wanted to call and let you know that you're a huge douchebag. And
huge douchebag.
This message if I have the wrong number. Thank you.
Well, I can't help it if you're an idiot and your wife or girlfriend puts your number on the internet. Pretty stupid, I think. Just wanted to let you know what a crappy father you are. How dare you turn your son against his mother just to get back at her because she kicked you out of her life. Really horrible.
Horrible.
And your son will realize that as he gets older, and he'll really resent you for that. Pretty crappy thing to do. You manipulated your son for your own benefit. So, hope you're happy. I hope you feel good, Mr. Internet Sensation.
Mr. Internet Sensation.
You're a poor excuse of a father. I feel sorry for your son. Too bad he has you as a role model.
Two more fine specimens. Leave me a voicemail.
All right. Y'all need to fucking put a leash on your kid because he's too wild. And we'll get the fucking car for his mom. I would have snatched his ass up. You better fucking get to it. Put the fucking belt on his ass.
You're fucking belt on his ass. Father shows that kind of behavior. That you should treat your kid with respect.
This is Parker right there. That's it. Right there. That boy can outride any cowboy out there. I double dog dare anyone to challenge him.
I just want to let you know from these videos, you can tell Parker's is a little bitch, and you are a fucking deadbeat dad.
Nope.
That's all it is. Parker just needs to his ass whooped. And you are an idiot.
I dare
Probably
you.
can't get pussy no more. That's why you fucking are all mad at his mom.
He called him the F
Have a
word.
broke dick like you.
Screaming mad. Just screaming mad. Look at that shitty grin. What a horrible guy. Look at that. Look at me. Those miserable kids. Just terrible.
You really shouldn't be leaving your phone number on a video. You know, a lot of weirdos out there.
A lot of weirdos.
I'm calling to see if this is a legit number. I'm calling to see if these are legit videos or if these are acted out. That's what I want to know. I'm so tired of videos like that. You know, I'm watching this Tucker kid, and I don't even know if it's real. So.
Like we're acting all this out.
Call me who are you? It's cause we family, that don't mean that we close. I judge you off your actions solely, not like the most. Speaking with a clear tone, Satan flow like hell's home. And I ain't never caring like a white racist with a cell phone. Shit, think they really. I swear to Akinelli. I spit that flow to be harder than 20 Machiavellis. I roll up on your set, focus on the mission. That's no cap, like in the finest clubs to get admission. Skyscrapers overlooking the city luxurious. I don't mean to judge, but I'm bragging, see what the jury does. It's low key materialism, go ahead and make a wish.
Listen to her.
You shouldn't be leaving your phone number on a video. You know, a lot of weirdos out there. I'm just calling to see if
You
this is a
think?
legit number.
You are the
I'm calling
weirdo,
to see
lady.
if these are legit videos or if these are acted out. That's what I want to know. I'm so tired of videos like that.
Yeah, I just made all
I'm
this
watching
up
this
over
Tucker kid,
period
and,
5, 7 years.
I don't even know if it's real. So.
Easy, repping for the set on the 1 or 2. Easy, hit the flip a check. Call me who are you? Easy, repping for the set on the 1 or 2. Easy, hit the flip a check. Call me who are you? Easy, repping for the set on the 1 or 2. Easy, hit the flip a check. Call me who are you? Repping for the set on the.
Caleb Leverett. I'm done. I'm tired of doing domestic, and he would take off. That guy knows that you love him.
That guy knows that you love him.
Boom. All righty. Well, let's get over to just me for a second. I want to catch up on a few of the comments here. That was just a small portion of some of the crap that I've gotten from people over the years. That was what, maybe 5 or 6 phone calls. I've probably got at least a dozen of those. I was just trying to make a quick montage at the time. Dragon Dynamite, I'm guessing your son is 23, 22. Parker's 23, and Hayden's about to be 21. Blaine just turned 19. So I got 3 sons, and Lunny just turned 17. Tori McFarland, I see the Parker video first, then one on court day. Yeah, Parker versus the man. A crypto update from you and the professional child support check cashers. They are not going away. When you try to pull the life sustenance away from the leeches known as the professional child support check cashers, these pussies, as I affectionately call them, they squeal and they won't give it up easy. I mean, child support is a $60 billion with a B, $60 billion a year industry. And they're not going to give it up easily. They want their money. They're like gangs. Logan Gomez just got to the stream. Hi, Logan. Well, I'm glad you're here. Wow. I'm going to assume that's a wow for the nasty comments, voicemails people are leaving. Panda, why did you only recently admit that the cop in Park versus the Man was rotten? I didn't. I thought he was rotten from the beginning. He eventually later got fired. Not for what he did in the Parker movie, but he got fired. Look, right before or right after Parker versus the Man, he made the front cover of the Odessa American for some photographer caught him being kind, and he was giving his shoes or a pair of shoes or something to a homeless guy. Well, fast forward a few months later, and officer, what was his name? I can't think of his name. I didn't think I'd ever forget it. Corporal Walsh. Corporal J. Walsh. He got fired for using racial epithets to a fellow Odessa Police Department cop. And if I'm not mistaken, I have actually went to school with that guy. His name was Tommy Jones. And I didn't know Tommy at the time. I mean, I knew him. I knew who he was, and he knew I, but we didn't hang out or anything. And I didn't have anything good or bad. I don't really know him, but I do know he grew up to be a cop there. Well, anyway, Jay Walsh, apparently, according to the Odessa American, used some kind of racial slurs, and they got back, and somehow he got fired because of it. But I'm not sure why you're asking why did I only recently admit the cop in Parker versus the Man was rotten. I mean, he could have been a lot worse. Don't get me wrong. He wasn't, the worst, but he did take a paycheck, and he did enforce the ruling of the people who signed his paycheck against, Parker's wishes. I was nice enough to him there, but what y'all don't see in Parker versus the Man is I only had just my camera. I mean, my mom had hers, but we were surrounded by cops. It wasn't just Walsh. I mean, throughout the video, if you look way in the background, you can see some, khaki jeans or khaki pants wearing dudes. Almost to me look kind of like feds. I have no idea who they were. But there's this one point where at the very end, we're breaking down and you can see Walsh do like this. He's waving them off. They were all coming and they all had guns loaded. I mean, that's just the fact. That's what they were coming closer. He was waving them on because he could tell that I wasn't going to do anything stupid. I wasn't going to, use your imagination, what some people would have done, what people have said they would have done. He could tell I wasn't going to escalate at that. I'd admitted defeat. They got me. I had no choice but to tell Parker what I said. And when I thanked him for not pulling his gun on me, I was actually being a sarcastic asshole. And apparently he didn't get it. He thought I was actually grateful for what he was doing. No, I never was grateful for what he's doing. I thought he's another paid goon. That's just what he did. It's what he was. It was so blatantly obvious that there was something wrong, and he's going to side with the people that signed his check. That's just a fact. You can hate on me all you want, anybody. I'm not saying Pana is, but people can get mad at me all they want for saying what I say about those cops, but I'm just stating a fact. He enforced it, and the same people who made the ruling, the judge, I'm not saying Judge Whalen actually even knew this guy. I don't know, but the ruling class signed the paychecks for the enforcers. That's how that works. That's how it's always worked, whether it's in the government or private sector, or in gangs, or private gangs, or not so funded gangs. That's just how it works. They do what they're told. Period. I just kind of, that's part of being an activist, is I was trying to make him realize and show him that what he was doing was horrible. Good question though, Panna. And here comes the rain again. Great. Renee Thomas, what state is different? Both parents pay each other child support no matter which parent has physical custody. Oh, Washington State. I don't know. I have no idea what how Washington State is. Sienna Price, I've been hated on, especially because I've said and talked about my physical handicap. Well, I encourage anybody who has any kind of handicap to just acknowledge what it is that you have, accept it for what it is, and the decent human beings will acknowledge the human in you. The only people that are going to get, dish out hate for a handicap are just the really, really, really sour, the dregs of society. Now you get into comedy, that's a whole different ball game. Comedy is just comedy. I just read an article by I don't know who it's by, but it's about the Brit. I think, pretty sure he's British. Rowan Atkinson, and I like that guy, Mr. Bean. Has y'all? I've never seen Mr. Bean. I've just seen clips, and he's just kind of an icon for not giving a two shits what anyone says about what his jokes are about. He said all jokes have a victim, all of them. That's entirely the point. And like Ricky Gervais says, it's up to you to decide whether or not it's funny, but anyone has a right to say anything. That being said, you, me, Sienna, anybody of us, we have a right to just ignore it, accept it, build ourselves from it. I laugh at myself all the time. I mean, I'm the very first one to criticize my own drunk ass self. I stayed drunk for 7 years. That was a choice I made. Now I know that's different than a handicap, but I've got a nasal voice. I've got a receding hairline. I'm not necessarily the sharpest guy sharpest knife in the drawer. I'm certainly not the wealthiest guy in the world by a long shot. Back in Action Model Collections. Oh, that's Edward from yesterday. Y'all check out his interview yesterday. That was really informative. Those people must have been eating raw pork that's been sitting on the countertop for 5 days or something. Okay, he's talking about the the people, the calling in people. Sienna says, it's got to the point where I'm afraid to share in comment sections what my physical handicap is because I don't feel like dealing with people being bullies and questioning me. You don't have to, Sienna. You don't have to at all. You don't owe anybody an explanation for anything ever. Or especially, YouTube, comments from YouTube, because people are cruel. There are good people, obviously, but trolls are trolls, and that's part of the reason I do. That's part of the reason for me even making this today. Is that's another thing I just like to teach people. Whenever bullies and trolls and assholes start attacking you over something you can't help, I can't help that. What happened to me? It happened. They jailed me. I went completely broke. I was one slip up away from being completely homeless for a significant portion of my life, my adult life. I mean, I can't help what happened I made my choice to make 4 kids with a woman I wasn't compatible with many, many years ago. And well, of course, obviously, a lot of people like it, or else the YouTube channel wouldn't be what it is. But a lot of people, again, as y'all just saw, they don't like me, which is fine. And I just couldn't care less. A lot of interest, Tori. It's all about money. Never the best interests of any children in this country. 100%. Damn right. It is about the money. They want their money and they'll get it. And like George Carlin said, they want it all and they'll get it too. Logan Cochran, you're a great guy, Caleb. Well, thank you, Logan. Panna, speaking of that cop, I thought it said a lot when he said if he had his way, he would be behind a sniper rifle. Well, I just disagree. I don't want to get too much into the politics of that. I think this country, I think it does a disservice to its veterans by lying to them and treating. I mean, just Edward on yesterday. You know, he was in the military, and you know the VA that he's got a retirement coming, and now they just succumb to the whims of the child support people, and they're treating him like crap. And that's just that's just one example. There's loads and loads of homeless people, homeless veterans. And I think the best way to not have these homeless veterans, just stop creating so many of them. And I just don't approve of the wars that this country goes to. I know that's not a popular thing to say in some areas, but that's just how I am. Snipers do the same thing. Sometimes I'm sure they're justified. I get it. And I'm not a veteran myself, and that type of veteran. I'm a family court veteran, but not a military veteran. But anyway, I don't really want to get off on that topic. We can someday if y'all want to, but someone, hi, where's your son? Which one? Which son are you talking about? I've got 3 of them. Edit text, did you end up getting full custody of Parker after that incident? No, he just just emancipated himself. You know, he was 14 at the time, and 15 rolled around, and 16. And once they get there, there's nothing anybody can do. You can't. They want to, no matter, they want to control. They want absolute control, but that's what creates rebels. Some people don't like being controlled. Some do. Some like it. Some like being told what to do, when to wipe their ass. Some of the people really like it, but some of us don't like being told what to do. I'm one of those people. I just don't like being told what to do. I have no desire to harm anyone, ever. I don't. But if these people just keep on hammering my ass and coming after me, I get fed up. And lots of people are just like me. Some people react differently, and that's exactly where all rebellion comes from, is people get sick and tired of someone else's bullshit. Regardless of why the bullshit's being inflicted, the rebels get tired of their bullshit and they do something about it. Where is he? He's somewhere in Texas, man. Parker's grown, dude. Parker is grown, and I just don't talk about. I don't give any details. He's a professional horse trainer, and he's 23 years old, and he's got his own life, and he does his own thing, and we're still tight. We still talk all the time, but I just and I'm not getting on to you, someone, but I'm just, if that, I get that question just endless. And if all I ever did was answer that question, that would be satisfactory. Everybody else who's already heard me say, I don't talk about that, he's fine, they'd get tired of hearing the same thing. So that's why I'm not avoiding that question because I've got something to hide that I'm ashamed of. I'm avoiding the question because I have something to hide that's called a private life, and they have a private life, and I'm going to respect their private life. Believe me, I know I could make millions of views on videos if I, held a camera in front of my kids' faces like a lot of these weirdo YouTubers what's that weird family called? What are they called? They got like 10 million followers. And they post everything. And it's just disgusting, the crap that they post. And they get a lot of views because people like that gossipy drama stuff. And I'm just not in. I don't care if I never make it big in YouTube. I don't care if I don't care if I ever get another viral video. I'm not going to do it. if my cheerins ever want to talk about how things were then versus how things are now, they can. They can make their own YouTube channel. They've got my number. They can say, hey, Dad, open up the camera. Let's talk about some stuff. And they can say whatever they want. But David's TV. No, that's not them. White woman, about 30. White husband, about 24. Total douchebag. 3 or 4 little blonde girls. It's driving me nuts. It's right on the tip of my tongue. The name of that YouTube family that they just record everything. I mean, I can't watch it. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they've. I mean, I can't even say it because it's vulgar. I'm just not going to do that. Kimberly Ann Barton. All Caleb's kids are old enough to make their own choices. Update yourself. Okay. Zen IP. Caleb can lose weight just by picking his nose. No, it took a lot of work to get down to this. It took a lot of work. Down 33 pounds. My record low is 187. I average about 189 right now. But I did not do it by picking my nose. I worked my cute little ass off in the gym every single day. Do you know what state they're in? I don't. Amanda knows who they are. She's the one that introduced me to them. She sent me them. I'll think of it, and when I'm done here and this goes on to the channel, I'll pin the comment when I remember who those people are. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Edit X. What did Parker's mom do after the video, and what did it lead up to? I cannot talk about that at all. I'm sure you understand. Tori McFarland. The part about the Parker video that really got me was when, we were gonna get you a car out. Oh, the Trans Am. I have no idea how you were living at that time, but just the idea of look what we can provide over here. Yeah, I was living in a shop. I was living in my dad's. It was an office. It was really nice. It was like 1,000 square feet. It was on the second floor. Inside was really nice. The outside was just, just an old shop. But the inside, is modern, and it was better being homeless. There it is, Jewel. Yes, the LeBrant family. Thank you. That's those scumbags. That dude, just mega douche, just super douche. That husband, he just drives me absolutely insane. I mean, no balls whatsoever. Oh, their self-importance is beyond. Bleh, just makes me want to gag. The LeBrant family. Thank you, Drew. What a fucking douche canoe that guy is. Their kids are darling cute, and bless their hearts, it's not their fault. They can't help it. Their parents are just sellouts. Dan and Datra, I found it ridiculous when that cop in Parker versus the Man compared you guys were doing it being in a white supremacist gang. Yeah, exactly. Like that and Jim Jones. He compared me to Jim Jones, and he didn't say KKK. He said Aryan Brotherhood. Like, what? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Connor P. Gaming, how's Parker doing? I see the video of him dropping off his mother's house. Can't believe. Again, see what I'm talking about, y'all. And again, I'm not getting on to Connor, but that's that same question. I just get it over and over and over, and I've answered it till I'm blue in the face. I've answered it for years to the best that I can. And what people do, and I see why they watch just the Parker movie that's got like 40-something million views, and then they skip everything else that I've put up over the next 9 years, and then they come here. How's Parker? 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 He's great. He's great. He's great. He's great. He's great. And I suppose it'll never go away. I mean, I literally made a video when I first started going live a couple years ago. It's literally titled how's Parker? How are the kids? And I made the explanation. They're great. They have private lives. And other than just a couple of minor, surface level things that anybody would know, I just can't talk about their private lives, and I won't. They are that channel that gets 10 million views by doing cartwheels in sync. Yeah. Yeah. Well, just watch the introduction, the intro to the video where they're just, there's doing piggyback rides and off the bedroom. It's just vomit inducing. It's so raunchy. I mean, they got rightfully so ripped because they've they cannot keep the camera off what most normal people would consider private moments that only the family needs to know. Some people say that, I'm guilty of it, that was a private moment. That's completely different. That is I was up against a brick wall. I had lost everything, and I was about to lose, what little was left. These people, oh my God. Is M for the verb. Yeah, but we're not trying anything for the whole thing. But if she is like that, that would just do something else. And like it or not, like she's doing. Y'all must be having a conversation that I'm not privy to. I'm really sorry about that. Again, Connor, I'm not mad. I'm not yelling at you. I'm just giving an explanation why I can't talk about it, because what's up? What are we doing right now? I was reading mean comments, and then I played mean comment video, but we're an hour in, so I guess I've read enough. I mean, that's just a drop in the bucket of what's out there. But I don't delete comments that are derogatory towards me. I just don't. And no matter how many, again, I've got these 3 or 4 super trolls that they've been kind of dormant here in the last couple of weeks since I've started doing these lives. But they would just hound me, just hammer me in the comment section anytime I uploaded something, but they never come on here. You know what? I haven't even put up the invite. I might regret this, but I'm just going to do it. I'm going to put in the comment right now. If you've already called in before, give other people a chance to come on if they want to. But I'm going to put this, if you want to come in, they won't come on and show their face for sure. I just put a link in the comment section if anybody would like to come on, and I invite the super trolls that are so confident that they've got to shut me down and expose me, that they go out of their way to, they act like White Knight. They act like they were really doing a service to humanity by trying to expose me, but they're always anonymous, and they won't come on live here. They won't make a video of their own like I've challenged them. They won't debunk me or Caleb is a fraud me. I mean, I've got people on Instagram making Instagram grants. Caleb Leverett is a fraud. But all they do is take screenshots of things I say and put it up there. Like, I know I said it. I wouldn't have said it if I didn't want it out there. Well, what are you accomplishing? But if these people, if y'all really, really convinced that the world would be a better place without me, and you've got to dedicate your life to saving the world from my evil ways of holding up the camera and showing the truth, then by all means, be dedicated. Show yourself. I'm not saying giving out your address. I'm not saying giving out your phone number. Show yourself. Show your face. Show us who you are. Why would they do that to you? I don't know. Some people don't like me, Connor. I promise. I don't know why. personally, I guess they think it's I'm maybe not a direct threat to them, but whoever they may be in conflict with, if they are involved in the family court, if whoever they're in conflict with were to watch my channel and start doing the things that I did and using it against them, they would hate to have to go up against them, because they'd hate to have to actually go up against me. I've been called in the comments section the X from hell. I think I'm going to someday, if I ever get rich doing this, I'm going to get a ring or a necklace or maybe a crown like a king and just wear it as a badge, or maybe just a badge, like a cop badge of honor. The X from hell, a nightmare X. That's what someone lady called me. You're a nightmare X, Caleb Everett. I laughed. I thought that was hilarious. Yes, I am. You'd hate to go up against me, but a golf hitter. Hey, we were just talking about you. Then Parker video came up. Yeah, we saw your what is that, a cat? A golf hitter. We saw I read your comment in the Parker movie earlier. And now here you are in the chat. Cool. Then Parker video came up. Well, it's moving too fast. I was watching videos of Psycho X's and the Parker video came up. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. I do have a roar. We'll add them to the stream. Let me take this off. And this is unmute mic. Trying to unmute it. Roar 26227. Can't unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. Well, Roar 26227. If you're not going to talk, then I don't see the point in being on here. So I'm going to take you off, and I'll just try to keep an eye on that. Well, there's that link. Hell, I can't even find it now. I'll just put it back in there. I tried to unmute him. Howard, you're a great man, a super father. What you do, I'll support you. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Howard. I'm going to, I'll tell you what, share. No, invite. Copy. Paste. Now start there. That'll help. The starred comment is if you would like to come on. Roar's still there in the waiting room, the green room. Oh, they left. And in particular, if you were one of my haters, I hesitate to give out a couple of the names that I know off the top of my head, just because I don't want to give them the satisfaction. They're just so douchey. They think it's so funny that, oh, he remembered me. I'm a super troll. I'm cool says, I like the alien. Where'd you get it? Amazon, like $20. Isn't he cute? Y'all believe in aliens? Y'all want to have an alien show someday? We just talk about all things aliens. You're not a hater. Oh, I know you're not a hater. I know. I know. And again, I wasn't getting on. I don't get mad when people say I don't want you to think that I'm just intentionally being a dick and brushing off the House Parker comments. It's just, I just can't talk about them. And just, ooh, what is this? Ryan Bertrand West. I found your channel while researching real estate prices in Odessa, 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 Texas, and found a video of you getting pulled over and critiquing the police and the government. I subscribed. Nice. Well, again, I don't intentionally try to act like a dick to cops on purpose. I just, when I feel like they're encroaching on my liberties, I'm going to question them. And if they are trying to do something, malicious, then I'm not going to, I'm going to do my best not to let them just get away with it. But Ryan Bertrand West, thanks for the sub, man. I do it for free. Oh, thanks. We're stalkers and get paid to troll. Grant Wood, grain gripping. I knew it. At least you're being honest. I don't know if you're just being facetious here or not, but I've suspected that there are actually paid trolls that are paid. They just go into, they seem to know things that you'd really, really, really have to dig. They might be public about me, but you'd really, really have to know somebody or dig really deep to find them. And I can just tell when they start commenting the way they commenting and some of the things they say, like, there's no way you're not a paid troll. Have you talked to the kid's mom or stepdad since the incident? I can't talk about that, but there's really nothing left to say. The kids are grown, so there's no reason. Fight Club. Don't know. I just saw Fight Club for the very first time, like just a few months ago. I walk away from the cops that try to be funny with me. It's legal to walk away from them here in Germany if they don't have a reason to stop you. Nice, Fight Club. Way to know your rights, man. It's imperative that people learn what your rights are. Obviously, it's a little bit different in every culture, but ultimately you own yourself. And if you've not committed a crime, there's really nothing anybody can do or say, legally speaking, to you. They might do it anyways, but legally they're not allowed to. And if you don't know your rights and you just let them get away with it, that's why most people, especially lawyers or defense lawyers, they say when you get arrested or pulled over, just shut up. Just shut your mouth and don't say anything, because what you're doing when you talk usually is you're incriminating yourself. If they ask you a question, if they can search you and you say yes, well, you just gave them consent. There's that falls in America, that falls under the Fourth Amendment, that the government cannot do any unreasonable searches and seizures without a warrant. They can detain you temporarily, and if they want to search you, they can't legally because of the Fourth Amendment. But if they have reasonable suspicion or reasonable, what do they call it, probable cause, they can. If in fact you say no, then they can call a judge. It's a lot of time it's a pain in the ass, from what I understand. They can call a judge and tell the judge, this is Officer so-and-so. We've got this suspect. We blah, blah, blah. We need a warrant. And the judge, if he's convinced, he'll say, yeah, I'll go for it. And if the judge says they can, then they legally. But if you just blatantly say, oh, yeah, I don't have anything, I go and search. Dumb. Never, ever consent to shit without a lawyer present. And if you get scared, the best thing you do is just, I'm not going to talk about my day, officer. I'm not going to talk about my day. I invoke my, the right to remain silent. That's why they read you. That's called your Miranda rights. I don't know the detail. I don't remember the details. But that's called some dude named Miranda. That's where it's a case, and they have to read you. You do have the right to remain silent, so use it. You don't have to answer questions. If you are not under arrest or suspected of committing a crime, you don't have to answer shit if you don't want to. And unless you really know what you're doing, I advise you to do that. Stay quiet. Have a MAGA pint yet, Caleb? Nope. Thought about it. In celebration of Johnny, thought about breaking my almost 2-year-long alcohol-free life and having a mega pint. But nah, I might have a mega pint of some grape juice or something just because, but I support Johnny. But no, as of tomorrow, I am 22. Yeah, 22 months sober tomorrow, bitches. The NSA oversteps the Fourth Amendment every day. Free Snowden. Yes, sirree, Bob. Free Edward Snowden. That is a fact. They overstepped the Fourth Amendment. It is up to individually, all of us, to individually do our part to push back and just say no, like Nancy Reagan. Who here likes golf? I suck at it, but it's fun. Hey, how's Odessa? Tight shorts. It sucks. I hadn't been there in, well, I was there last August. Was the last time I was there, and I weighed 221 pounds. I promise you. No, I wasn't even in Odessa. I was in Texas. I wasn't in Odessa. I don't remember the last time I was in Odessa. About at least 2 years ago. Y'all talking about MAGA stuff. If Trump was ever right about some place being a shithole, it'd be Odessa, Texas. And I can say that just because it's my hometown. And I know that'll make some of my fellow Odessa people mad when I say that. They do. But, I mean, I'm sorry. It just is. It's just a terrible, terrible, dirty, gross, stinky, smelly, dusty, hot, dry, boring, nothing to do but get wasted town. It's a shithole. That's all Odessa is. Jason Barakine, Hart, Caleb Leverett. Okay, thank you, Jason. I'm being the Mack truck of sarcasm right now. Hit the overdrive, man. Love everyone. Okay, that's fine. I'd much rather take that than the alternative. Kiddies, it's getting to be an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know how long should I go with these. I guess I should have screenshot and put up some more. Maybe I'll do that if I decide to do this again. Maybe I should have put up. They've got these slides that you can add where I don't have to be on my YouTube channel, and I can like take screenshots. It's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a pain, but I guess I could do that. That way I could have a bunch of comments up before. This is the first time I've actually enjoyed a live stream. Well, thanks. I've watched some live streams, but they're just I've never been a huge fan of them, even though I know obviously some people do like them. But we're an hour and 23 minutes in, so I think I'm just gonna call it a day. I can hear more thunder in the background. I think I'm probably in the clear, but I don't know how long do live stream people usually go. Like, I mean, this seems like just a pretty decent amount of time, an hour and a half. You're such a funny and entertaining guy. Well, thanks. Tell your friends. If you know people that enjoy this sort of thing, smart ass mouth and sarcasm, then some people sleep in their streams. I have seen that. Is that not the most bizarre thing? They call them sleep streams or whatever. They've got these colorful lights all around, this goofy music, and they just sleep all night long. And people just sit in the chats. And I have seen that when I was researching this. And they'll have like 10,000 people watching them sleep. Like, what the fuck? It makes no sense to me. Last one I saw went for 2.5 hours. Not sure if that's normal. Maybe. I don't know. I know, like, if you're watching like the Johnny Depp trial or something, I know I would understand why that would be long. Was there ever a time you actually liked living in West Texas? Before I left and before I hit a brick wall with the family court, I really didn't know that much different. I I enjoyed traveling to places that had more water, like to go to San Angelo because they've got Lake Nasworthy and Lake Buchanan. Or no, not Buchanan. It's near there, Lake Nasworthy and Twin Buttes. Twin Buttes is the other lake there in San Angelo, and it was enjoyable to go where the water was, but I didn't hate it. I mean, it was home. But now that I've been through the bullshit with the family courts and found that there's a place called Florida, hell no, I'll never go back. Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. No, I know you weren't being sarcastic. I mean, even if you were, that's cool too. I mean, I can take a joke. I can take a jab, even if you were. So no, we're good, man. I promise. Okay, coming up on an hour and a half. I think I'm just going to call this good. If I do decide to do another one of these where I read mean comments, I'll just figure out a way to take screenshots and put them in slides, and that way I can go through more of them, I guess. If you have enjoyed this and these are things you like, it helps me out a lot. If you're subscribed, you know, like I said, unsubscribe and resubscribe and check the little bell. And if you know people that enjoy this sort of thing, send it to them. It's a real competitive world out there. Like I said, I've got about to roll over 500,000 subscribers. And at this very moment, I saw it got up a little higher earlier, but at this very moment, there's a whopping 21 of you in here. So I'm obviously not getting less than 1% of my reach, my potential reach. And I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know exactly how these algorithms work. I've been pretty consistent here in the last couple of weeks going on, but I do it just because it's fun. Again, the upside is I can see most of the comments. I know eventually if this were to grow that I wouldn't be able to pick out as many. So anyway, Miss Sarah Jane, she's been around a long time, always coming on here and always so thoughtful and kind. Well, Miss Sarah Jane and everybody else, thanks so much. And I will see y'all tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So take care. Don't hit your children. Thanks.